Welcome to another episode of the Not Your Average Auntie podcast, where we keep it real, raw, and relatable while sharing our feelings, our opinions, and experiences. I'll switch that up, but
Yeah.
that's what we're doing out here. Kiki, we're still in these streets.
Yeah. Still, just celebrating life. You know what I'm saying?
I love it. As you should. I love it.
Just
I love
celebrating.
it.
Before we get into this topic,
Yeah.
I got a rando question. I
I
just
have one too, but go ahead. You do.
okay. You know what?
No, go
You
with
want to-
yours.
You sure?
Nah. Yeah. I'm sure.
All right,
Go.
all right. All right. So, random question. And this is really should be posed for a man, though.
Okay.
But I want to hear what your feelings would be, even though none of us are men. But I want to hear what you think should be the answer. Because, us women tend to, we tend to want to answer questions that are posed for men anyway, right? Well, we should. But,
Yeah. I was gonna say, so because we have males in our lives that we do converse with, right?
Mhm.
So are we answering from, like you said, from how we would answer it, not from a male perspective, or how we think our male friends, families would answer it?
You know what? Let's do it to be fair for men. Why don't you answer it from a woman's perspective?
Got you.
Okay.
Makes sense.
So who comes first in a relationship? Okay. Is it your mother? Is it your husband? Or is it your kids? Do you understand the question? Yeah?
Yes.
Both of y'all got it?
Yes, I got it.
Okay. I like to fucking ask these questions, right?
Yes.
Who comes first in a relationship? You are in a relationship. Is it your mother or your father, your husband, or your kids?
In order?
And we're answering this question as the
yourself.
woman.
As myself.
Yourself. Yes.
Okay.
As a woman.
So I'm just gonna answer this. It depends on the situation, not the situation. So if it's my husband, it'd be my husband, my kids, and my mom, because now that's my family, right? That's my immediate family now, right? Before that, without kids and husbands, my mom always at the top, always. But I would make it so that my husband would make her a priority anyway. So
Okay.
like we'd be on the same page. Like mom Dukes come first. Whatever mom Dukes need, we there for mom Dukes, because my relationship with my mom. So that's how he would believe, and he would be, him and the kids, because they're our immediate family at that point. Once that becomes your family, that they should come first anyway. So on a serious note, they should be first, and in that order.
Okay. So Joe.
Because I'm coming from a different dynamics where I've never been married, my kids would be first before the man that I'm with. And even if I was married, I believe my kids would be first, now that I'm a mother. If there was no kids involved, then yes, it would be my husband and my mom. But once kids come into the picture, that kind of changes the dynamics of the family.
Okay. Now, audience, before I answer, I want y'all to, the same question goes, whether you're a man or a woman, I would love to hear your thoughts, because I think oftentimes when people get into relationships, the dynamics of the relationship ebbs and flows depending on what season you're in, whether you have kids, whether your parents are still alive, all those different factors come into play. But from my vantage point, because we have joined into a union, again, it's situational. Obviously, if something my kid needs,
right,
I'm going to go, but and also keep in mind too, again, dynamics, the children with my husband, because it does take a play. You know what I'm saying? Have children that's out, it does have it, so my answer would maybe be different. But with my husband, we both mother and father to these kids. And if the kids need something, obviously you got to do for the kids. But my husband's gonna come first, because we are in the union. And after everything is said and gone, when the kids grow up, hope the union's still there, right? So that should always be nurtured, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Again, I preface by saying it's situational.
Yeah, I agree with you because at certain points in time, like, if the kids are in need, both you and your husband are gonna go take care of what that kid needs. If your mother or his mother needs something, both of you are gonna go take care of what your mother needs. But in terms of if it had to be like an order, because like you said, that's your union, it is your spouse first. If you're religious and everybody say, God first, spouse, children,
Yes.
and everybody else afterwards, right? And that includes your mothers. I feel like a lot of relationships end or are compromised because the person doesn't know how to prioritize the people in their lives.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
Or put them in let them know or set those boundaries and let these other people in your family know, listen, we're a unit here together now first, and then I'm not ignoring you. I'm there for you, but this has to take priority over anything else. So,
What if your husband felt, since the both of you have been married, what if your husband felt that his needs, suppose there was a situation and your children or one of your children needs you, and you guys are in disagreement about that need, and your husband feels that his need comes before whatever is going on with your child, then how do you handle that situation? I'm going to assume that you would deal with your child first and deal with the repercussions with your husband later, or you're still going to try and reason with your husband over that situation with your child.
Yeah, so again, everything's situational. I mean,
Yes.
it could be a situation where dude just want busting up, but the baby crying, right? So
The delivery, I know, is amazing. I needed it. I needed that.
I mean, I would like to think he's mature, I mean,
To hold off until you come back.
baby, what are we doing?
you're gonna make it extra good for him because he waiting, right?
Right, right, you know what I'm saying? So it's situational. I would hate to think that I would ever be with a man that doesn't understand if his kid needs something. I mean, let's all jokes aside.
Yeah.
We're not talking about the trivial shit. We're talking about like
Right.
something very serious.
Something serious.
Right,
yes.
right.
I would hate to be if that becomes a question,
Yeah.
and now I'm questioning my sanity and how I assessed him and his capabilities of being a man and leading and understanding. This is your kid. This is our kid. Like, what are we doing?
Right.
So then I'm gonna get upset at him and then get upset at me for failing to realize that he cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs if he thinking some crazy, you know what I'm saying? Like, no, I'm being honest.
It's
You know,
true.
so
It's true.
it's like, how did I miss that?
Right.
That you could be so self-centered or, selfishness in your kid. But I say all that in jest, but the reality is, Joe, you bring up a very good question because there are, in fact, men out there they come first, period. Right?
I would
And
say
then
at women too. I would say women are
Yeah.
like that too,
Yeah.
especially if they're blended family situations and stuff like that. We've seen. I mean, I've seen it. I've witnessed it. So yeah.
Yeah, it can get ugly. But the blended that's where it gets
Real dicey, yeah. But
So
I'm
do you not
talking
know
just
kids
in
equally?
terms of there's gonna be situations like that where even if you're married, I understand the husband is supposed to be because you guys are partners, but once you have children, your motherly responsibilities do shift, and the child is always gonna come first before the husband.
Not always.
No, I don't agree
situational.
with you. A situation, the dynamics of the whole family changes when kids come into play. Period.
Yeah.
That changes. But at the end of the day, them kids get grown and leave, and it's just you and him.
Yeah,
What?
that's a different
So
dynamic.
you
That's a
cannot make
different
them a
situation.
priority. You cannot make them a priority for 18 years or however long they there, 24, 30 years. You can't
Oh,
make them a
no.
priority.
Now they're not because they're all grown. I'm just
What
talking
I'm
in
saying is
terms.
you can't make them a priority for 10, 15 years of your marriage and then now you're important to me. No, you can't. It has, like Kira said, it has to be situational. You have to prioritize certain things. Like if your kid's on his damn deathbed, you gonna have to wait. Cause we need to go take care of our kids. Not even just me at that point. Like, we need to go see what's going on with our kid. We need to go see what's going on with our parents. Like, it becomes a we thing at that moment. So
I'll give an example. I'm gonna use my example because I'm hearing what Joe's saying, but I want to pose it. So just for context and putting this into action. So if Rich and I are going out and we have, at the time, our youngest was a teenager, okay? And if we're going out and we go on regular, we make a point to do date night. Like, we do it. And she would say, "Oh, where y'all going? You know, dressed up. Can I come?" No.
No. Yeah.
So in that instance,
you put
now
him first.
she had a need. She wanted to go out. I'm just putting it in context. She didn't want to stay home. She wanted to do whatever we was doing.
No, that's trivial. No.
And I would say that, and you could ask them today. Like, I would say, sometimes they would get upset. And I'm like, we just took y'all, to the movies. We just took y'all over here. This is me and Daddy. And I would say, you should be glad that him and I still want to go out and go on a date. So, and I said, unapologetic, no, you're not going. You got, you old enough to be home.
That's a trivial situation. I get that. No, he comes first in that situation.
But certain kids would be like, oh, you don't do enough. She could easily, if she was self-entitled, but she's not, would be like, well, you guys always forgetting that I just took you to the movies the other day. You know what I'm saying? We just did that. But some kids it's that entitlement. So I that's what I say. It's all situational. If it's something serious, obviously the kids, but I won't sit here and say it's always going to be the kids, because that's not true.
Yeah, very true. Very true.
So let us know what y'all think. Let us know what y'all think. I want to know. Okay, let's get into the topic, because we just went on and on.
I know. So what we talking about? I'm gonna let Joe kick off the topic this week. What we talking about, Joe?
The luxury of being alone. We talking solo trips, solo dates, solo peace. Choosing yourself on purpose. Ooh. How does that look for you?
I think it's important. So it's funny that we're having this topic talking about this topic, as I don't know if any of us are in that space right now. We're like, when I say it's alone, I mean, the way I'm thinking about this is completely alone. It's just you in this world, or maybe you're operating that way. I don't know. But it was funny. I came across this social media feed where this lady, I think she's 60-something, 63 or something years old, and she was talking about how she has no husband, she has no children. Some of it, I think, mostly on purpose at this point in her life. And, she thinks about, not that she thinks about it, but, people question, you have no one. What are you going to do being alone in the world like this? And she's like, I'm gonna live my life. I'm going to do what I need to do for me. I'm not letting me not have kids or not have children, or my parents may have gone on, stop me from living life. I'm going to put certain things in place, but I'm going to live my life. So I was like, okay, I'm not mad at you.
I think that we got to break the stigma, because being alone don't necessarily mean that you're lonely.
Yeah, right. And that was the thing. Exactly.
I think that for even when you're I'm in a marriage, and I love my alone. And it has nothing to do with my husband. It's not me saying, oh, I got to get away. No, I absolutely love being with him, but I also I need my time. And I feel like I enjoy myself, being in the company of my own self. Like, I love me enough. Like, I can just vibe out by myself, have a good time. I have friends be like, oh, I can't, if I'm saying to y'all know me, I sip on a glass of wine or not. It don't even have anything that gets me inebriated. But if it does, I could do that by myself in my own and just have the time of my life.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
But there's certain people, I think, that are uncomfortable with that solitude.
Yeah.
And
now more than ever, I like going. I have a couple of restaurants here in town that I will just go find a corner at times that I know that they're not too crowded, order me a glass of wine. I may get an appetizer, may not, but I'll just go sit there.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Now I have my journal.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Good, good,
I'm
good,
in
good.
there while I'm sipping. Because sometimes they may be playing background music or there's
Mhm.
nights like Tuesday and Wednesday nights where they, have a live band, and
Mhm.
Yeah.
I'll just go find the corner and just vibe out for a couple hours before
Good.
coming back home.
Yeah.
It's
I think it's
important.
a good thing to change up the scenery, like, even, like,
Mhm,
going out and just I think it teaches you something about yourself, more
mhm,
importantly.
yes,
So, 'cause
Mhm.
when you're around people all the time, it's like, do you have time to really sink in and think in a moment and take in the quiet and just really observe who you are individually? Like, we go about our day every day. Whether we have a regimented routine or whether we just live carefree and do whatever it is,
mhm,
spending that time alone by yourself, I think is so important to
mhm,
me. Like, I don't mind taking myself out to dinner. I'll go on a road trip by myself. I'll put my music on and rock out
mhm,
to the music and get wherever I'm going. Plot out the day or whatever. I'm gonna start my day at this time, and I'm gonna go here. I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna do that. And
mhm,
then my day, I pick out my outfits, do all that. I mean, like, I'm taking myself out on a real date. You know,
okay.
this is for me.
That's right.
So,
Yes,
You said something. I think sometimes when we have to do, well, self-reflection, right, and healing,
yeah,
a lot of times that happens in these quiet spaces.
mhm,
You're just by yourself. Um,
mhm,
I there's a lot of things that I think about, think back in time, but I might not have had the mental capacity to do that if I was around other people. Because they're gonna be doing something that, even though I do have an innate ability to be just focused on something, I could tune anybody out. But
mhm,
my thing is, like, just being by yourself, you have time to breathe,
mhm,
and if you got something that you gotta work through,
mhm,
mhm,
it happens in those quiet places where you may be like, "Whoa, you know what? I didn't realize I did that," or "I
mhm.
didn't realize they did that to me," you
yeah,
know?
Right.
So I think it's very important, but I also think, well, let me hold on to this. Let me ask the question. Do you
mhm,
think people misunderstand, if you're a person like that, do you think people misunderstand your need for space?
I think so.
Mhm.
yeah, I can say that.
I think so. Like, if you disappear and
Mhm.
like, where you been at, what you doing, are you
Oh, yeah.
okay? What's wrong with you? Like,
Mhm,
and some people do disappear because things are going on and things are happening, but there are people who disappear just because they need to be by themselves.
Mhm.
mhm,
And people who don't understand think something's wrong with you. I mean, even I can be alone with you in a room with me sometimes. That's how, like, if you're just there
there,
physically and not talking, I don't need to talk. We don't need
Yeah.
to chat. We could
Mhm.
just be there. And that's not physically being alone, but that's probably mentally being alone. Like, you just
mhm,
there for physical company, and I'm okay with that. But yeah, I think people think something is wrong with people who spend time by themselves. People who don't understand it, I should
Or they
say.
may project and be like, "Well, is there something wrong with me?"
"Oh,
Right?
yeah, why you don't wanna be around me?"
That yeah,
mhm,
it has nothing to do but a lot of times they might project. That happens a lot too, so
Mhm.
I think sometimes they do misunderstand, but I find that most people that take on that approach is because they don't spend enough time by themselves to
I enjoy
understand. Yeah.
I'm even guilty of, and I did this for many years and I still do it, driving home from work, pulling over somewhere, and sitting in your car
Mhm.
for about an hour just just to think or to just run thoughts through your mind or something like that.
Mhm.
Coming home, I'm sitting in the driveway for an hour, sometimes as long as an hour and a half before
Mhm.
Mhm.
coming in the house.
Mhm.
'Cause you got the music going, or if you started listening to a podcast on your way home
Mhm.
or listening to something, you don't wanna stop. You're enjoying the moment, so
Mhm.
I've
Or
been guilty of that for a long time.
it could be decompressing, like, you went to work, you're at work all day, you get home. Instead of just getting out of your car, going inside to go on now your home task, because you done did your work task, now I gotta
You
go
need a
home, and I gotta do
moment.
that. You need a moment.
Yep.
So, sit in your car and take that moment to yourself. Plan out
You
what
need to
you're
be
gonna
able
do,
to
like,
check off work Joe and go into mode
yes,
Joe. Yeah.
yes,
Facts.
you know? I
Facts.
do a checklist of what I'm gonna do when I get in the house, because I don't want to be saying I'm gonna do 100 things, and I know I can really realistically I only can get to like 3 or 4. So let me just focus on the things that I know I need to do when I get in the house. So I'll take that time before I walk
Yep.
in the door. Yeah, I think that's good. Do you think people stay in friendships because they don't want to feel lonely?
Yeah.
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 But
Like,
my circle is very small, so, the friends that I have there, we both all of us 30 plus years, and then I have some that's 20, and my oldest is 48 years I've known this
mhm,
person,
mhm.
and I can still count all of that on 2 hands, on both my hands. Other than that, everybody else is associates, so I can let you
What
go if I don't know you like that, but
What do you think are some of the traits of someone who are staying in friendships because they don't wanna be lonely? Like, if you had to guess somebody staying around they're just being around you because they don't wanna be by themselves, what would those signs be to you? Or what would those traits be to you?
What I would say is when they constantly getting abused, whether it's verbally abused, mentally abused,
Mhm,
and when it's not reciprocated, right?
mhm. Yeah.
So they're not getting the love that they give is not the love that they get.
Right.
That's I
Yeah.
guess to sum it up. That's what I would say.
Mhm, mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do think that happens more often than it should. And that makes me question the person's self-esteem. Because why would you even be subjected to that? You know what I mean? Am
I mean,
you know,
yeah. It could be something that's all they know of all they've ever
true.
known,
That's true too.
so which is
True.
unfortunate, but yeah.
That's
So,
true too. Yeah.
I think
That's
people are people pleasers.
Mhm.
That's a part of that to me as well. It's like you're always out going out of your way to please somebody because you wanna make everybody else happy. That's to me, that's a trait of someone who doesn't like to be
Mm.
alone.
that won't necessarily that's just a friendship trait, that's not always.
People pleasing? Eh,
It
you going out
depends
of
on
your
who
way to
you
please
please and who.
everybody, uh, but it's something you do not just to the friends, you just this is your personality, this is your how you operate on a daily basis.
So let me make sure we all have alignment on that. What you're
Mhm.
saying. You're saying that a person will go out of their way to people please whomever, anybody. Meaning when what I mean by people pleasing is doing things for others that they probably are neglecting themselves or not even doing for themselves. And then it's not being
Partly.
reciprocated because those same people wouldn't
Mhm.
necessarily do the same for that person. Is that what you're saying?
That is
Yeah.
partly that, but it's also making yourself available all the time
Mm,
to people who are not always available to you.
Mhm.
okay.
Um,
Mhm,
it's just doing things that to your point, like, you're not doing for yourself, but
mhm,
you're going above and beyond because you are valuing that relationship more than that person is valuing the relationship that you guys have.
mhm,
Okay.
So or, I mean, they could just meet somebody for the first time, and they're offering something up, and they don't even know these people because they're trying to get another person in their corner or their circle of friends. They're trying to grow more friends because the ones that they have probably is not around enough, but they need to have somebody because they don't wanna be alone.
yeah, and I think that happens more than it should.
Yeah.
And for anybody that's out there that you find yourself, if this resonates with you, or I think, check yourself. Check yourself
Yeah.
before you wreck
Check
your
yourself.
no. No,
There
seriously
there
though.
was so there was one other post I seen, and
Mhm,
it's I don't know how many women it is. I think they were Asian, honestly, when I seen the post,
mm,
but a bunch of single women
mhm,
who are of a certain age, what
Mhm.
they did is they purchased this, I think I wanna say $8 million home. They
Oh,
purchased
wow.
an $8 million home. I forget how many women it is. They purchased a $8 million home, and each person have, like, their own living unit,
Mhm.
and I don't think it was out of loneliness. It was more about having somebody to help care for you when you need somebody to help take care of you, but or just like it's a community basically. So, but I don't think it was done out of loneliness. It was just done out of like, okay, we are single women of a certain age. We know at some point in time, as we get older, we're gonna need to, take somebody to take care of you, to help you, or whatever have you,
Mm.
but also have community. But they all basically, the way the house is built, they don't really have to see each other if they don't want to, because they have their own space, meaning their living room, dining room, kitchen, whatever. The house was huge, which I
Mhm.
thought was a great idea too, for people who either whether they feel lonely or not, or they just want to create that type of community or have that type of support around. I think that's something that people could do too.
Mhm.
So, with the way dating is right now in the world, I don't wanna say the
Yeah.
world. That's not true. That's too broad of a statement, but the way dating is right now, let's say in the US,
Yeah.
Mhm.
because we all live here. Could be other, but do you foresee and 2 things, the way dating is, the way there's a rise with women being breadwinners,
Mm,
right? So,
mm,
they don't necessarily need to they're very quick. There's a certain type of woman who is the breadwinner, and she won't tolerate BS.
right.
Might be different from a woman that is a breadwinner that it would be willing to compromise, okay?
Mhm,
So, with the
mhm,
rise of those women, the former,
mhm,
not tolerating
Mhm.
BS, which means that there may not be that man for her or
mhm,
companion in general.
Mhm.
right.
Do you foresee situations like that you just proposed where women are coming together, buying these multi-million-dollar homes for the same? Do you see that being something that could potentially be a rise because of
Huh.
how it's a lack of, people are not. I don't know what is in the water. They say it's piss. I'm not really sure, but it's if you any social media posts you look at, and it could be bots, it could be people throwing out BS, but
Mhm,
I don't care across any platform.
yeah.
There's so many women that are like, "It's piss in the water. I'm just gonna be by myself."
Mhm.
And
Mhm,
there equally are men that's like, "These bitches are crazy, da 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 da," but they
Mhm.
not saying they gonna be by themselves. They saying
right.
what they gonna hunt down because 'cause they're hunters to conquer
Mhm.
find the person.
Yep.
We
Mhm.
women, and it's not just Black women, it's
No. Yeah,
us, right?
Across the
right.
board. Yep.
Ethnicity that are like, I can't deal with this. I'm just gonna be by
Yeah.
myself. So with that being
Mhm.
said, in the spirit of this topic,
Yeah.
how do you see that playing out in the long haul?
Well, I'll say this. I think it started with the travel thing. So do you know all these travel groups, right, that they
Yeah.
have where
Yes.
you're meeting people in travel? Like, I don't know you from Adam, but we all wanna go to this certain place. We're
Yep.
all gonna
Mhm.
meet up at this place and get to know each other while
Mhm.
traveling. So I
Mhm.
think that was like, and it may not have been the start of it, but to me, that's probably one of the things, to your
Good.
point, is
Mhm.
that, okay, people are traveling, they don't know each other, they're traveling together, okay, they don't know each other, but they know they're alone, and not necessarily alone in the world, but they don't have anyone, no relatives, nothing, it's just them now that's surviving on this earth,
Mhm.
and let's all connect, let's commune, let's
Yeah.
be there, let's support each other. I can see it happening, and why
Yeah,
not?
because you see
Why
more
not?
and more of those groups popping up.
I'm not opposed to the groups travel, and that I think is great. What the
Yeah,
only issue I have is when and as human beings, we tend to do a lot of us tend to do this because
Mhm.
of past experiences. We will label that's it. That's just the way it is. Like the women that have been
yeah.
scorned by men,
Mhm.
Mhm.
if it happened 1, 2, 3 times, that's it. I gotta just be by myself.
Yeah.
And it is
And
not.
it's
It's all
yeah.
ages, right?
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
just the young ones. I've heard it
Mhm.
from the 20s, I've heard it 30s. I just recently heard it from a friend of mine who's 55, okay?
Mhm. Mhm.
That's it, and I'm like, "What do you mean that's it? You in the 4th quarter. You gonna be by yourself?" You know what I mean? I mean, you're not
So
you
are you saying people cutting themselves off, and
they're cut
that's
yes,
mhm.
because
Mhm.
you're hurt, and
Yeah.
you then have deemed that all men are trash, right?
Yeah.
So, I'm just either women that be like, "I don't need no man, I'm forget everything," so they won't even date, versus the ones that are like, "Well, I'm just gonna have me a bunch of people." I just
Mhm.
it seems like everybody needs to sit and be alone, like I said
Mhm.
before, and
You
do
said
some healing.
everybody.
Yeah, get some healing done so you don't feel
Yeah,
that way. You don't bring
yeah,
that.
yeah. Well,
Mhm.
I guess the way I was looking at your question was not from a space of people just giving up on love.
Okay. Mhm.
I was looking at it from a space of people who ha they just haven't found it or it
Okay.
hasn't come to them,
Been there, yeah.
and now they're meeting these people who are in a similar space or a similar phase in life, and this is what happened. They come together, they there to support each other. But I say don't give up on life to make that your goal, right? Because there's love out there for everybody.
Mhm.
But if that's where you're at and you feel like, "Hey, listen, I think everybody should commune." It shouldn't just be all women together. Listen, maybe you might find your partner if a couple of men, a
Get
couple of
one of
women go
these,
buy an
yeah,
$8 million house.
because
So,
you're changing the situation or the environment that you're in to meet
yeah,
new people.
yeah.
Okay.
You're thinking outside the box, you're doing something you wouldn't have normally done in the past.
I mean, shit, the way expenses are, the way how much food costs today, you need to go find somebody to shack up with. I'm just joking. No,
Share them
seriously.
expenses. Them collard
Yeah,
greens is hot. No.
it's listen, times are hard out here in these streets, no.
I mean,
I'm joking. I mean, listen, if that works out for you, because that's what some people actually do. They get together with people and they share these expenses, but I think it should be more than about money. It should be about
absolutely.
community, partnership, whatever that looks like for you. So
Mhm.
I don't think there's anything wrong, and people should never feel like being alone is a problem because it's not. You're not lonely. You're enjoying who you are as you should, in my opinion.
It isn't considered isolation, it's intimacy with yourself.
I like that. Intimacy with yourself.
I like that.
I
Mhm.
like
All right.
I have a fun fact, if
Let's
you
hear
don't
it.
mind me sharing.
Mhm.
Your brain literally recharges in silence. Neuroscientists at Duke University found that 2 hours of silence per day can lead to growth of new brain cells in the region linked to learning and memory. So, translation, quiet time actually makes you smarter and calmer.
Hmm. Okay.
I
Okay.
like that.
Mhm.
I take it.
Listen, y'all done learn something today. Spend some time with yourself. Get
Exactly.
smarter.
Facts. Facts.
So,
Facts.
listen, ladies, anything else out there for the community?
I don't have nothing else. All I'm gonna say is don't be afraid to, like we've been saying, echoing this entire episode, to get to know yourself better, to get comfortable in your own company, and to enjoy
Yeah.
yourself. Mm,
Yeah.
And I think you'll find when you do that, I think you find when a person is really comfortable with their self, they will be more confident. They show up better in relationships. They
Mm.
show up more honest.
Yeah.
Um, and perhaps, maybe, I don't know, a part of me feels like you might attract
I was gonna
what you
say it creates a
go
different
ahead,
type of
say what you're gonna say.
it
Mhm.
creates a different type of attraction.
Yes.
Mhm.
And you will probably see something that you didn't see before, but now you got
Yes.
clear vision. You seeing things a little bit more clearly now.
Different, yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. Yeah, yeah, yeah. So
I
I
love
choose
agree.
it.
yourself on purpose.
Mhm.
So listen, people, we love that you are tuning in. We truly, truly appreciate that you are tuning in.
Yes.
Keep watching, keep liking, keep subscribing, share it with your peeps. Tell them to tune in too.
Mhm.
And we love to see you on the other side of this. So
All right.
Yes.
let's go.
So
Deuces. You stop it?
Okay.
You did.